guys, welcome to another video with Mel. Today I have a manga and comic book haul for you guys. Things I picked up at my comic book store this week, and some manga that we've had a few weeks now that I haven't showed you guys. I don't know what comic book hauls are going to be like in the future because the UK has just went, we're going back into lockdown as of this Thursday, so comic books might be on delays because of that. My comic book store does deliver, so hopefully I'll still be able to get stuff. So we're going to start with our manga, and we're going to talk about this first series I've got here, which is called Plus Sized Elf. So we have Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Now, I first heard about Plus Size Elf from another YouTuber called Nerdburger, who works in a comic book store. It's really good taste in comics, graphic novels, and manga. And the idea between Plus Size Elf, as you can see, is a bit of a fat elf. So she comes into another world and becomes addicted to junk food, and she can't go back to her own original world because of her addiction to junk food. I do love how she's drawn, that she's got a bit of a belly. It is quite amusing. This is a more mature comic. I have to just beware what pages I'm showing you because there are boobies in it. It can be quite a rude comic in places. So you can kind of get an idea just from that about the boobs and the butts. But it's actually quite a funny read. Quite a funny idea, I think, to have this plus size elf that is addicted to fried food, pretty much potatoes and fries. She is addicted to all of them, pretty much like the rest of it. This is for older teens as well. So there, I think there's only 3 volumes at the moment available in the UK. That was the second one. And I'll just try and find you a decent picture that isn't too risque. Oh, we got a puppy butt there. Of all the things, there's a puppy butt for you guys. Yeah, so that's Volume 3 and this is Volume 2. Just give you a look at what it says. If you don't like risque or fan service, you will not like this comic. It is quite funny for that, but you won't like it if you don't like fan service because it is literally about the fan service. Can I find something that is okay to show on YouTube? Probably not. No. Probably that.
Worse. At least it's not the haunted hot tub one.
Oh, the haunted hot tub is apparently really bad for fan service. This one says pork cultist. I think that's probably the best we can do. But yeah, that is quite a good book that both me and Chris have been reading. So I originally found it, not Chris, so because of Nerdburger, and I went with the recommendation based on her kind of description of it. Another comic. And we're so glad this has finally come out in the UK because this was supposed to come out in February. I was originally going to get Chris this for his birthday back in February, but because of lockdown and quarantine, it got delayed and delayed and delayed. I think I had my pre-order on Amazon. I still think I had it on there till May when they canceled entirely, and I was just like, I don't know when I'm ever getting this book. And that is called Wodakoi. Love is Hard for Otaku. There is anime series of this as well. In the UK, is available on Amazon Prime. As far as I know, that's where we originally watched it. And it is kind of very similar to the comic. This is the 4th volume, so this is volume 7 and 8, the Japanese edition. When we were in the in Japan last time, they were advertising volume 3 of this, I believe. And we picked it up in Japanese as well. So what this is about 2 otakus, so 2 nerds, and these are our 2 main characters on the back. These are another couple that feature pretty prevalently in the kind of book, but are kind of like the secondary couple that's been in a relationship for a long time. They're trying to learn from them. Pretty much 2 people that were friends when they were younger meet back up at work and decide to be friends, but then they decide to date. But their dating is like so, like childish dating really. It's like holding hands, thinking about their first kiss and stuff like that. It is a bit silly. So there are various characters in it. There's also one of the characters' younger brothers is also in it, and he's got a crush as well. But it's quite a fun little comic, and it's really, really funny. So like there's a good panel. I'm his girlfriend, aren't I? And she looks really crazy there. I'm finally gonna get him to notice me, and it's like, you're already together. Why does he have to notice you? But yeah, so like in one of the issues, she brings him soup because he's sick, and he like collapses in front of her. It's so Japanese and kind of like that kind of over-the-top stuff you get in dramas. But I really, really like it. They spend a lot of time playing video games, and he's like trying to teach them how to play video games because he really loves them. She's into things like Sailor Moon, and just wants to share like things with fan fiction with him. But they've got two different types of nerds, so it's about that nerd kind of culture clashing a little bit. And then the other character, she's a cosplayer, yeah, she cosplays both men and women, so that's quite fun. And then the last one, he doesn't want to be a nerd, but actually he kind of enjoys reading manga. So they're all kind of nerds in their own right, but different types of nerds. And that was Wodakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. Really good book. It's on its 4th volume in the UK. It's just literally come out in the UK a couple weeks ago. I have no idea if another volume is coming and when and if it will happen. Don't know, because that was on pre-order for nearly 6 months for me. Amazon Prime, the series on there has only got one season of it. There's only one season as far as I know. I've tried looking it up, but it hasn't shown any more on there. Okay, now we're going to go into my comic book haul. Been to my comic book store today and picked up a few things. I had some things on my waiting list. I'm still struggling to get through my comics at the moment, guys. I don't know what it is. I normally really like reading, and I normally spend a lot of time reading, but lately I'm more drawn to YouTube and Twitch at the moment. I've been playing a lot of video games on my Twitch channel, so that has taken up most of my time. I've been expanding on that. And then when I would normally relax and read, I've been watching YouTube instead. So at the moment, I like reading, but I'm not doing as much as I should be, because reading is good for your brain, so I would like to do more. So I need to read through lots of my comics, and some of them I'm really excited about, but I just haven't been doing. So I got 2 more issues of Wicked Things, which is the John Allison books. This is a spin-off of Giant Days, kind of like a mystery type comic. I believe this is the last issue of it, because I think it's just a short kind of a series, so I think it's just 5 issues. I don't think there's any after that. But it's a spin-off from Giant Days, which I love. Giant Days is one of my favorite comics ever. And then I picked up some Horizon Zero Dawn. This is for my partner, but I'll probably end up reading them as well. This stars a character called Aloy. Aloy. I always get it wrong. Aloy. I think it's like the metal. Aloy, who is a warrior that has to defeat like these kind of machine dinosaurs in her world. And she doesn't remember a lot about her life. It's kind of a post-apocalyptic type of like society where they're trying to kind of survive against these dinosaur creatures. So it's based on a video game, which the second one is coming out soon, I believe. Yeah, there's Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I think it's like the Frozen Wasteland or something like that. Chris probably will know. What's the next game called?
I can't remember what.
Frozen something?
The DLC. It was like Frozen Tundra.
Yeah, Frozen Tundra. So there's another set that's coming out. I think this is a 5 comic series, or possibly 6. It's by Titan Comics. But I do think the covers look quite cool. They're all very different. So we got one there. It advertises the art of it and the video game on the back. And also Life is Strange is actually being advertised on there as well. We've got another one there advertising the game on the back. And then our last one. And we got some comic reviews on the back there. These are primarily for Chris, but I'll be reading them as well because I've seen him play through the majority of the game, so I kind of know the storyline for it. It does seem like an interesting storyline. Is it getting a sequel? So I do think if you like the storyline of the game or you like video game comics in general, you'll probably enjoy it. Okay, the next one we're after is the newest issue of Agretzko. I've talked about Agretzko before on this channel. This could be the last one in the series unless they expand it. This will definitely be the first trade. So Agretzko is based on a Sanrio character that translates to aggressive red panda, pretty much. So Agretzko works in an office and it's about her putting up with her co-workers. Netflix recently brought out a new animated series of Agretzko. Do check that out. It is amazing. It started as 1-minute shorts in Japan, and you can find them on YouTube if you want to watch them, but Netflix has done longer ones, kind of expanded the story from those little minute kind of series that they had between like Japanese commercials. But the comics really got the same vein. I mean, it might be slightly less mature, I think, than the TV show at times. But I think it still has a lot of the heart of the TV show. So it's really worth a read. I think these are just rated for kids as well. I don't think this is a high rating. Although the show I would definitely say is more mature than the comic, actually. It is a show for adults. The comic is more kind of rated for a slightly younger generation. It's definitely not just an adult comic. So do check that out if it's something you're interested in. The next thing is also an adult animated series, and that is Rick and Morty. I've read a couple Rick and Morty comics now, a couple different series. They did one where they were going into like different types of video games, and I had Nico Asumi on the cover, and I was so excited about that. And it was like a Pokemon reference as well. This one is a new one. This is called Rick and Morty Go to Hell. The artist on the front is taking a completely different kind of look to Rick and Morty there, but still kind of the same kind of idea going. And the idea is they get trapped in hell, pretty much. So the idea between this one is that Rick and Morty get trapped in hell. I've got the first, it's 5 issues, so this is probably a trade. Am I missing one out of this group? Oh, I don't have one in front of me. I must have one in the other room. I think I picked one up before this. But yeah, this is going to be a 5 issue series. It's going to become a trade later. They do a lot of these like Rick and Morty like spin-off comics where they go on like one specific adventure and then that's done and they go on to a new one. So there's lots of those ones. I do think they're quite good. They're based on the Adult Swim series. They are very similar quality and they are quite funny. They are very adult comics, so I would not give them to your children. So I'll just show you the covers for them. So you got them shooting down the devil, it looks like. And a bit more disgusting, that one. They have entrails, skulls. Devil being a puppet master. Kind of a very interesting looking devil there as well. And then we have Rick that seems to be turning into the devil in the shadows. So lots of kind of cool covers to these ones, guys. But I'm quite excited to read this series because the last few Rick and Morty comics I've read every single one of them, have been quite funny. And they're kind of a good one to read when you just want to unwind and have something that's a bit amusing. Nothing with a huge storyline. Okay, and then the last ones I've got, which is only a 3-part series, which I've got the whole thing now, is based on the kind of new Power Rangers world that Boom is putting out. So there was a whole Power Rangers world that was with Tommy becoming evil rather than becoming the normal Green Ranger and then the White Ranger we know from the original Power Rangers series. And this one he turned dark because of Rita, and this is a new take on it. And it's kind of trying to show what would happen if the Power Rangers were a darker series. We talked about already the Ranger Slayer on one of my previous videos, and that is, if Kimberly was also dark. So it is taking that version of Tommy. I think it's called Lord Drakon. I think that's how you pronounce it. Who's evil, and he is transforming other rangers into evil beings as well. In the first one, he goes for his Kimberly, who becomes a Ranger Slayer. So there is Drakon, New Dawn. These are based on Kimberly being the Ranger Slayer in it, and the group having to fight back against her and Tommy. I have to say, that is an amazing Kimberly costume. It's just so kind of just an added level to Power Rangers. It's like when they used to get the extra like bit of gold on their costume when they got upgraded. It just looks so much more interesting than a normal Power Ranger costume with these like large like I want to say stabby bits on her shoulders, these pointy bits on her shoulders, and like the crown on her helmet. But it just looks so amazing, and her bow is huge there. But yeah. The idea is that Kimberly has started working with Tommy and is trying to take down the other Power Rangers. So the other Power Rangers, some of them have died, and then some of them are still involved in the fight. I just want to show you a little bit of art from this as well, because this is quite an interesting one. We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers on the back there. If you want something a little bit more immature, you could go for that one. I do have Power Rangers meet the Justice League at some point. I just wanted to show you some of the art because it is really interesting how they're portraying people. And like Kimberly was working with Bulk and the Ranger Slayer, and they had an interesting story for him as well. So the idea is as well, most of the Power Rangers have lost their coins. So they can't transform anymore. I'm just trying to find some good art to show you. And like Kimberly before was working with Trini. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just trying to find something that's a bit interesting to show here. It's too much showing here. I just want like a cool picture to show, guys. There we go. We got some evil Tommy there. So we can see like the art on here is much more mature than something like this would be. So Tommy is pretty much evil. Which I think when they were writing the Power Rangers originally, they had an idea about making Tommy evil, and then they didn't because it was a kid's show. But I think that idea was always planted in their mind. So we've got our next one here. Really awesome looking Trini there. She looks so cool. But yeah, that's the second issue. And then we have our last issue here with them completely fighting back. I think this is supposed to be Scorpia. I believe that is who it's supposed to be, because this is Trini back here. That's not Bulk. I'm guessing that's Zach, because I know Zach is still alive in this as well. It's very similar to in the Power Rangers Pink comic, that you have the team up between Kimberly, Trini, and Zach in that one as well. It seems like they're going for those specific characters. I don't know if they don't have a sign-off from the original Red Ranger or Blue Ranger, and that's why they're doing it. I know that the original Blue Ranger had lots of problems on the set of Power Rangers, so maybe he doesn't want his likeness used in these new comics. Who knows, really. But they're not really as included. I think they're both dead, according to the comic, if I remember correctly from Ranger Slayer. I think they have both died, or at least become coinless. So not great for the Power Rangers in that case. So those are the comics I picked up and looking forward to reading. I must read something at some point. So yeah, that's my comic haul for this week, guys. If you would like to subscribe, that would be very kind of you. I'd love to get some more subscribers on this video. I'm trying to get 700 subscribers on my YouTube page. I'm also trying to get more followers on my Twitch page. I stream on Twitch Wednesdays and Saturdays. I've done a lot more this week, so there are some videos up there. I want to check it out because it's been half term in the UK, so I've taken advantage of that. And I'm currently, I think, 10 followers away from 75, so I'm nearly there. I'd like to get to 75 followers soon. That would be really great to do, guys. It's that channel's been growing really well at the moment. And I'm currently playing a lot of Dead by Daylight, Stick of Truth, from South Park, Ooblets, and I'm really looking forward to the new Sims game, Snowy Escape. I've already ordered it, and I hope to be playing that on my Twitch and YouTube channels at some point. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.